Welcome back to DajibanLife. And as you can see, I started stripping the interior today to get it ready, prep it for the bed liner that I'm going to be spraying on, which is down here. I got it all. As you can see, I've unloaded everything and I'm going to be prepping the interior for truck bed liner. But before I do that, I did get some new 2.5-inch speakers in the mail. These are the stock ones, the old ones, and you can tell it's a, let me get this wrench out of the way. You can tell it's a big upgrade because the magnets on the new speakers, and these are just some Kenwood, I don't know, some cheapo speakers. They only had 2 kinds, I think, in this size, and this is the less expensive kind because I'm not running an amp or anything to these, so I figured there's no point. But the stock speakers are a lot smaller. But and I have the one on this side installed, but leave it up to Dodge. Like the holes line up and they're the same size, like you can see here, like when you lay them on top of each other, the cone and everything's the same size, but the mounting bracket thing, it's made out of it's made out of plastic, and for some reason it doesn't fit the new speaker, so it's non-standard, and so these brackets are custom fit to these speakers. And also they put like screws in weird places, like up here under the windshield. Like, how are you supposed to get to that? You know what I mean? Like, why did you put a screw there? Like, I don't know, man. Like, you really only need maybe like one here and one here and one here. You know what I mean? And those 3 are relatively easy to get to. I mean, the other 2 are pretty easy to get to. They have one here and one here, but you don't see it right now. But there's also one here where you don't see it, and so I question some of that design philosophy. All right, so I got pretty much all the walls done. I could probably like spot sand here and there. I might go through one more time the day of when I'm spraying the bed liner and just kind of, really kind of take a good look at stuff, and just sand certain places down. But I did the whole back half here. I'm just up to the cab. I've sanded everything, including the ceiling. All right, so I got all the rust wire wheeled off, and I used some of this Rust-Oleum primer. Rust-Oleum is really good with rust, so I sprayed that over all the rusted areas, and you can see it's like, it wasn't like rusted a lot, but there were a lot of spots that were rusted. If that makes sense. So almost the entire floor is covered in this primer, so maybe I should have just done the whole floor, honestly. But pretty much that's gonna be it. The rest is covered by paint, so it's fine, and also the surface is pretty rough, so I think the polyurethane will grip, and then I'll have to just wipe it down a couple more times with mineral spirits just to get all the grease and stuff off. I have everything pretty much prepped, ready to shoot the bed liner. I bought a generator, so I got a generator there to power my air compressor, and also my welder later that I'll be getting, because any electrical access I do have isn't wired up for 240 volt. So instead of paying to wire it in for a place that I'm not going to live, I decided to that just having a generator would solve all my power issues, because I can't run the welder off my solar panels. So whenever I weld, I'll be welding off the generator. Alright, so I've used up all the material I had. It was 8 bottles. I was able to cover the ceiling, the roof, and the floor, and the back doors, but I didn't get to cover the walls. I think I might need 8 more bottles, but after looking at it, I'm not sure this was the best idea, honestly. Like everything else I do, I think just sticking with the regular sound deadener might have been better, because this is not completely dry yet, so I'm sure once it hardens it will be a little bit better, but I mean that's still pretty tinny, you know what I mean? I don't think it's really dampening the sound at all. I mean, it is a little bit, probably. It's better than stock, just like bare metal, but definitely the sound deadening, the rubber butyl stuff is definitely better, which makes sense. That's what it was made for. But I mean, I guess it looks nicer. I mean, I didn't do a good job of shooting it in certain spots. There's some overspray and stuff. I mean, I don't really care about that. But yeah, I really thought that it would deaden the sound a lot more than it does. And it's basically just bare metal with like a thin coat of polyurethane over it. So yeah, I guess I shouldn't have expected too much. But yeah, now I got a lot of VOCs in here. There's definitely spots where I sort of missed and I need to reshoot. I'm not sure if I should. I was thinking about buying some more. It's gonna cost about probably like 300 bucks though, for about 8 more bottles, and that will get, you know, coverage on the rest of the van for sure. But at this point, like, if it's not really deadening the sound at all, then there's really no point other than it just kind of I guess looking nicer. The thing is, if I end up doing something to this, you know, then it'll be covered up anyway. I'm gonna use the rubber mat on the floor, so that's gonna be covered up. And then on the ceiling, I guess I could leave it bare, but that's still pretty tinny, you know, in comparison to my old van. It's over here. I got everything stashed in there, so it's pretty packed. There's a lot of stuff in here. But up here, you know, when you go like this, like, it's solid. You know what I mean? Obviously, because it's sound deadened. So, super quiet. So I feel like I should maybe somehow transfer the sound deadening material over, but that's probably not gonna work out for me. Because this stuff is stuck on here pretty good and it's just gonna rip if I try to tear it off. So it'd be better off for me to just buy all new sound deadener and then stick that up there. Alright, so I went ahead and sprayed the rest of the van as much as I could, pretty much. I think I got pretty good coverage, full coverage. Might be a little thin, like right here, a couple spots, but I got all the doors. This I shot really close, so it doesn't look great, especially like here, and it kind of ran on this side over here. But you know, whatever. I don't really care that much about that. This maybe I'll try to like rip off a little bit, just so it's not so big. But might be better off just sanding it down later instead of trying to mess with that right now. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much done. I left a blank spot there because I'm gonna cut that out obviously when my fan goes in there. And yeah, I think it looks okay. I mean, it doesn't look great. I'm not a professional bedliner shooter, so you know, there's obviously a lot of imperfections, but whatever. And then last night when I was driving around, I noticed I hadn't done the walls yet either last night, but I noticed that the van was noticeably quieter. Like the road noise like got cut down by like half. So I guess it's sort of worth it. It's definitely not a one-stop solution though. So if you're thinking of only doing bedliner and then calling it a day, it's probably not going to be enough. But if you double it up with some bedliner, unless you do like 3 coats or something, and some sound deadener, and maybe something on top of that, then I think, you know, it works really well. Or just skip it entirely and just go with sound deadener, because I don't think this makes that much difference. And it was around 600 bucks to do the entire interior, which I guess in the large scheme of things isn't that much money, especially if it was done better. Like $600 worth of material. Obviously the skill level is not something, you know, that I can control. But yeah, you know. Anyway, that's this week's episode. Just me shooting bedliner in my truck. And we'll wait a week and hopefully all the VOCs, you know, dry off and it won't smell so bad in here. And then I can start, you know, next week I'll probably start the sound deadening the floor and the walls, just so I can get some of my stuff in the other van over here, and so I can start living in it like a little bit more comfortably, right? All right, well anyway, thanks for watching.